Hey guys, naMehTnoJ here with Deck of the Month for January. This is the deck I took to regionals, and it's Frognarchs, but with my own little twist to it. First, 3 Battle Faders. Battle Fader is critical for Monarch decks in general because it stops the battle phase if your opponent attacks you directly, and it special summons itself. And that's really good because it gives you tribute fodder for your next turn when you want to smash your opponent. So, very good. 2 Treeborn Frogs. If you have no Spiral Trap cards in your back row at the beginning of your standby phase, you can special summon this guy. You can go and special summon him if those conditions are met and you have no face-up Treeborn Frogs already on the field. So he's a chump blocker and is critical to the deck because he adds constant tribute fodder for the deck because it needs it. 1 Ronintoadin, really good for the deck because, well, he's not really good, but he's good because if you have a frog monster in your graveyard and this guy in the graveyard, you can move and play 1 frog monster to summon this guy from your graveyard. So really good because in case your Treeborn Frog is getting moved by your opponent's card effect or you don't have one in the grave yet, as long as you have a frog monster other than, him in the grave, he's not a frog because he's Ronintoadin, you can at least special summon him and use him for a tribute summon that turn. Or just as a wall because he has 2000 defense. 2 Dupe Frog. The reason why I run 2 dupes because it adds stability to the deck because pretty much all your monsters are going to be tribute monsters that you will have in your hand at most times, other than Swap Frog. But this guy, if he's face up on the field, your opponent must attack him, unless it's negate it. And if you have 2 in the field, it's a lock where they cannot attack, which is really nice. But other than that, if he's sent from the field to the graveyard, except for by tribute summon or as a synchro summon, you will be able, or if he's a synchro material monster, that is, my bad. You'll be able to add 1 frog monster except for Dupe Frog from your deck or graveyard to your hand. 1 Flip-Flop Frog. This guy is awesome. He's your secondary target for Dupe Frog other than Spot Frog because once per turn you can flip him face down. That's minor. But this is what he does it otherwise. When he's flipped face up by attack or by flip summon, you can return monsters to your opponent that your opponent controls equal to the number of frogs on your side of the field. So right there, that's busted, and he's 500 attack, so it's really nice. 3 Swap Frog. If you, let's say, you have Treeborn Frog in your hand, it's not a problem because you can drop it to your graveyard to special summon this guy to the field. And when this guy is summoned in a normal summon, flip summon, or special summon, you can send 1 level 2 water type monster that's aqua type water monster from your deck or side of the field to the graveyard. So in short, it gets Treeborn Frog to the grave fast, and if you want to, once per turn, you can return 1 monster you control to your hand to normal summon 1 other frog monster for in addition to your normal summon you already made. So in short, bounce the Monarch, use its effect over again. Tribute monsters, Dark Dust Spirit. If he's normal summon or flip face up, kind of similar to Swap Frog in a way, destroy all other monsters that are face up on the field. And during your end phase, this guy is returned to your hand if he's face up on the field. If he's face down, it won't work. If he's face up, you return back to your hand because he's a spirit monster. And he's 2200 attack, kind of minor, but still it's actually pretty good. 1 Gaap the Divine Soldier, my unique tech. I'll read to you what he does real quick. All monsters are changed to face up attack position and their battle positions cannot be changed. Flip effects are not activated at this time. So what does it do? It allows you to make it where your opponent cannot set Raikos, they cannot set Spies, Super Nimble Mega Hamsters, Man-Eater Bugs, who plays that, but still. And secondary, his other effect, his other half, once per turn you can reveal any number of Fiend type monsters in your hand to have this card gain 300 attack for each card revealed until the end phase. So, you have Caius, Battle Fader, Dragodia, and Gores. Awesome, right? So, he's awesome because he also has 2200. Now where do Monarchs come in? If you don't know what Monarchs do is, if they're tribute summoned, if you tribute a monster, they gain their effects. Most of them are mandatory, except for I think 2. And also, just so you know, if they're not tribute summoned, if they're normal summoned through Mausoleum of the Empire or other card effects, they will not gain their effects because it's something has to be tributed for their summon, just so you know. So if this guy is tribute summoned, you can discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand, and if it's a monster card, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its level times 100. 2 Mobius. In a format where pretty much all your opponents are doing is setting their back row, or sorry, setting their hand to the back row, summon this guy. If he's tribute summon, you can destroy up to 2 Spiral Trap cards on the field. And that includes your own if you don't have a secondary one, for example. But you don't have to do 2. You can actually do up to 2. Next, 2 Raiza, Storm Monarch. This guy, when he's tribute summoned, you can turn 1 card on the field to the top of the owner's deck. So it stalls your opponent out to a degree, as long as it's not a Spiral Trap card. And it's, pretty good. 3, Caius, the Shadow Monarch. The most busted one that you can probably play. Reasons why is because when this card is tribute summoned, if you don't know what it does already, you can move and play 1 card on the field. If it was a dark monster card, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. So even if you remove your own, like your own Caius, your opponent will still take the damage. Or if you move one of their dark monsters, it's gonna work. But if it's not a dark monster, then it's just removed from play and you take no damage from that effect. Otherwise, he's just super busted because very few little cards have anti-removal effects. So, except for like DD cards. 1 Jinzo, trap cards cannot be activated, and the effects of face-up trap cards are negated. So in short, Royal Decree, Royal Oppression, all that other stuff stops bottomless. The only stuff that doesn't stop are counter trap cards. So, or it won't stop their activation if he's summoned, like Solemn Warning or Solemn Judgment. But once he's on the field, they cannot be activated. So, and he comes off 2400, like Monarchs, really busted. Gores, you should know what this guy does. Lad, if you do not know what this guy does, I run 2 because it's just the right amount, for me at least. And if this guy is on the field, and your opponent activates a Spiral Trap card or monster effect, it will negate it and lose 500 attack and defense. And if this guy is destroyed in any manner, actually including from the hand in some weird scenarios, you can special summon 1 monster from your graveyard and then destroy all cards on your side of the field. But you actually do it, it's actually reversed, my bad. Tragodia, when you do have a big hand, you want to use this guy right away because most chances are it will be depleted near middle to late game. So, but he's just here to add a little bit of a wall. It's very nice. 3 Soul Exchange, now for the spell lineup. Soul Exchange allows you to select 1 monster your opponent controls and tribute it as if it was your own monster. And if you activate this card, you skip your battle phase because that's the effect. Unless it's negated during activation time, then you can still attack as long as you don't activate another one. 3 Enemy Controller. There's a sweet, cool trick you can do. If your Treeborn Frog is summoned and your opponent has to face a monster, use this card's secondary effect to tribute that Treeborn Frog, take their monster. As long as it's during the standby phase, you get back your Treeborn Frog if you want to. Otherwise, it's just here because of that and it adds a little bit of defense. Book Moon is a little bit of attack, so to speak. It's only here if your opponent decides to use Effect Veiler on your Monarch when it's summoned. You can flip it, and since Monarch's effects are almost always mandatory, they'll get their effect and it'll resolve, and they just waste their Effect Veiler, so to speak. Monster Reborn, basic. Harco as well. Cold Wave, most of your effects are obtained through monster effects, so hence Cold Wave. Giant Trunade and Double MST. And then in the place of Heavy Storm, because this deck doesn't play pretty much any back row, Malevolent Catastrophe. What this does, if your opponent attacks you, you flip this bad boy, all Spawn Trap cards on the field are destroyed, just wiped off the field. And that's your only trap you ever played, pretty much. Real quick for the side deck, since I had to make one. 1 Smashing Ground against the Fish matchup, if I ever played it, which I didn't. 2 Nobleman of Crossout. Doesn't affect you in the least. I mean, literally, in the least, it does not affect you. 1 Chain Disappearance. I don't think I ever activated it during the tournament, if I remember correctly. Divine Wrath, Herald matchup, or anything else I didn't want to have activated against me. Pulling the Rug, only 1, because it's tight for space, but this is in here just because if I ever had a mirror match. Or a Machina matchup. 1 Effect Veiler, speaking of the devil. 2 Snowman Eater, really good because it gives you a wall, and if your opponent attacks into him, you destroy, face-up monster, or if you flip him face-up otherwise. 1 Thunder King, minimally, it does minimal damage to you, and it really messes up your opponent, so very nice. 2 Cyber Dragon, staple, but I put them in the side deck, not in the main, because they're a small space. 1 Vanity's Fiend, pretty much in almost every matchup I would put them in, or in the, for the side, then I'll put them in the main in games 2 or 3, depending if I needed to. Elector, check it up on Wikipedia. Elector, Sovereign of Birds. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! R manga book special. And one Dark Clear of Death. If you don't know what this guy does, wrecks your opponent. Real quickly, I'll tell you. As long as this card remains face up on the field, negate the effects of all effect monsters destroyed by the Fiend type monsters on your side of the field. And this card cannot be special summoned from the graveyard. But other than that, it comes out 2450. Yes, a little odd. And he's really good because he runs over Monarch just barely, but he does. And if you destroy Dandelion, Reichel, they will not period get their effects as long as it's destroyed by a Fiend monster or him in general. So Caius, Gaap because he's Fiend. So that's pretty much it, guys. The deck is up for alterations if you see fit. But otherwise, pretty much it, guys, and peace out.